Hey everyone, welcome back to the Widowed Parent Podcast Live. I'm here today with Bethany Gardner from Eluna. Bethany, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, Jenny. Happy to be here.
Yeah, well, welcome back actually, because you were on the show, well, maybe approaching a year ago. It's hard to remember
Oh,
exactly. We talked
crazy.
all
It's
of,
been that much time.
I
Yeah.
know, right? But this is terrific. So I want to hear all about your resources for listeners here. So I know you guys are operating in lots of different places and have multiple things going on. So let's start with your resource library.
Great. So the mission of Aluna is to provide comfort, hope, and healing to youth and families affected either by grief or addiction or the intersection of those two experiences. So one of our three programs is our Aluna Resource Center, which is an online resource library. It's a well curated hub of resources related to those two parts of our mission and aligned needs that support youth mental health and well-being. So you can hop on our resource center. You are given a tour when you hop on the first time that you can prompt your way through, and then you get to specify who you are and what type of resources you're looking for and the age group. So you can say, if it was you, Jenny, you might be like, I'm a professional looking for support for a teenager, who is grieving, or you want to find maybe some mindfulness resources. You can really specify and hit find those resources, and it will populate all of the resources. It'll bring to the top of the list the most liked resources that, most likely the most relevant for folks.
Mm.
And then you can save resources into what's called our My Saved Resource list. It will curate that list as you go. And then you can email that either to yourself or to someone else with a message if you're advocating for someone else in your life.
Mm. And you can go on and you can say I'm a parent, you can
Yeah,
say I'm a
teacher,
friend, a teacher.
friend.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's terrific. And then you can say what type of resources or what you're looking for.
yeah, and there's a drop-down list provided. So
Yeah.
every resource that's put in the resource center is tagged with relevant topics and categories so that it makes the search feature more effective.
Mhm. Mhm.
Our goal when we created the resource center was to think about when people are in crisis or a friend or family member is looking for resources for someone in their life, that there as many roadblocks as could get in the way through typical search engines. We try to think through those so that the process has as much ease as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And I would say you guys have been doing this for quite a while as a grief organization. So you have quite a lot of resources you've built up that you can help refer people to.
Yeah, and we're always open to developing new resources. So we collaborate with other clinicians or organizations, or if a listener was looking for something and they couldn't find it and they let us know, we keep a list of what's needed to help fill gaps out there, and then we
Mm.
seek out people who can help us write content.
Mm, terrific. Yeah. So, and then one other thing I think about the resource center, you have some kind of personalized support, right? Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So in addition to an individual wanting just to look for themselves and pull what they feel will be most helpful, they can reach out to Luna and our resource center director. Her name is Molly. She will connect with you by email or phone, and you can share a bit of the story um, of the loss and who you're looking for help for. And she will put together a curated list of resources. So
Mm.
she'll pull any online resources she thinks would be most relevant, as well as look for any national organizations. Some of our most accessed resources around suicide support or prevention. So we have partnerships that, of any related loss that we can develop, we'll have those available. And then also she'll look in that person's geographic region and look for local support opportunities. And then, before Molly would send that list, she would just get online or make a phone call, make sure that those resources are still available so that if people reach out, they're not, gonna find a dead end, which,
Yeah, yeah. No,
yeah.
I think that's really great because a lot of particularly widowed parents, maybe they're like, I need information, I need some help, some resources, but I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like one, reach out, and I think you can reach out like by phone or on your website, if I recall
Yeah, by
correctly.
phone, by email, or there's a form you can fill out that feels
Yeah.
easiest. Hmm.
So, okay, so that's a terrific, like a low bar way to get started. Like, okay, Molly,
Yeah.
can I talk to you? Can you help me figure out what I need?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Terrific. Good. All right. Well, I'll make sure to put a link below so that people can find that. I encourage people to look at both that and the extensive database, like you said, of resources tagged every which way, so that you can
That's
find
right.
exactly
So
what
you
you're
can
looking
get to
for.
the most specific resource that's maybe the most helpful.
Yeah. 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 Good. 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 Okay. So, and then in addition to your resource library, I think the other really big thing you guys have going on is camps. Can you
That's
tell us
right.
about, yeah, and you have two different types of camps. So let's start with Camp Aaron.
Okay, so Camp Aaron is a national network of grief support camps for youth ages 6 to 17 who have experienced the death of someone significant in their life. So any relationship of loss, any cause of death for the person they're grieving, and any length of time since the loss. And camp, in typical times, we host overnight weekend camps that blend grief support and education with traditional fun camp activities.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Terrific. So there's a mix of like, I don't know, adventure things and as well as things with candles and
Yeah.
memories, and I'm not
So
explaining it
yeah,
very
camp
well here.
schedule, right, would blend uh, different. So, our goal for campers is that they have opportunities to tell their story and express their grief in different ways. And we know that each camper is unique, has different learning styles. So some may really respond to like art therapy type approaches. Some might need to move around a bit more. So we try to, have different activity rotations that have lots of different approaches to grief support and education,
Mm-hmm.
and then make sure we're breaking that up with, fun things like getting to do a zip line or go swimming or boating, just free time to hang out, uh,
Yeah.
field games, all the things that, some of our campers have never had an opportunity to go to an overnight camp. So
Mm-hmm.
that can even be a new experience, which is really fun.
Yeah. Well, okay, so thank you for telling us about that, because I think some people wonder, like, grief camp, am I going to spend 24/7 for several days, talking about grief, or do I get to do other things too, especially for kids? So,
Yeah, it's really well balanced.
yeah.
And usually the feedback, our campers complete reflection cards at the end of the camp weekend, and they'll say, they'll reflect that. It'll be like, we I learned a lot. I had an opportunity to remember the person who died, and we also had a lot of fun. So
Yeah. Yeah, terrific. Okay, and then I think, well, you run quite a lot of these camps every year, right? Can you tell us, like, kind of, I don't know, where or how many of these
that's
camps are going
right.
on?
So Eluna, and I'll share about our other camp program in just a minute. For both of our camp programs, we utilize a partnership model, which I love so much. So we work with organizations around the country in the US and in Canada, where supporting grieving youth and families is our mission year round. So grief support programs or independent grief support centers. And we partner with them to offer camp in their local community. So they're the grief experts on the ground. They have all of their community partnerships to connect with families in the community, and they implement camp as one of their programs.
Mm.
So in 2020, we have 33 camp locations, and we hope to grow a bit in 2021.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And is it on your website somewhere, does it say where all these camps are?
Yeah, when you visit our website, there's a camps and programs tab, drop down to Camp Aaron, and then there's a find your camp map. And you'll see this interactive map where you can click on each location and see contact information for that local camp.
Oh, okay. Good. All right. So that's the best place for people to go then to start that process of finding a Camp Aaron near them.
That's right. And if you get on the website and you don't see a Camp Aaron in your area, I would just suggest that people email us through the contact form, which is also how they could get connected to the Resource Center, because we will take a look at other camp programs. We want to make sure people get connected to a camp weekend in their
Yeah.
area, so we can
Yeah.
help with that as well.
Terrific. Okay. And then you mentioned you have another camp called Camp Mariposa.
Yep, so Camp Mariposa supports youth impacted by substance use and their families. It's a mentoring and prevention program. And it was launched to support kiddos aged 9 to 12 who have a immediate family member with a substance use disorder through weekend camps and then family activities in between camp sessions. And it's also grown to support teens and alumni and provide leadership training opportunities through junior counselor programs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Terrific.
Yep, and sometimes somebody may, attend a Camp Aaron as well as a Camp Mariposa, and we can help make those connections as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Okay. Thank you for telling us about that.
Yeah,
Okay. And I think so far we mostly talked about what you do at Camp in a normal year.
Yes.
This year obviously was not a normal year. Who knows
No.
about next year? Were you able to do some kind of programming this year?
We were. So this is where that network of grief support camps with all of our amazing partners is so powerful. So our camp directors have been busy creating virtual camp programs, really amazing camp in a box care packages that all of our campers received, um, special events, online events that are a little bit shorter instead of a longer, a full day or multi-day commitment, as well as a few day camps here or there where it was safe to do so. And we have a lot of guidelines to help keep volunteers and campers safe.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, terrific. So if people right now, I mean, I guess we don't know exactly what next year we'll have in store, but at least we know you
No.
guys will be able to offer something, and then at least we know that in future years you'll be back to normal programming at some,
As soon as we can,
yeah,
yes.
someday.
It's
Yeah.
encouraging though, Jenny. When we like the camp community is like everyone's just so proud of what can happen at camp in such a short period of time. It's like really impactful and people, you talk about the magic of camp. And when we started launching virtual camps, I think everyone was just like a little pit in our bellies, like, how is this going to go? And we all know this isn't camp, but is this going to do what we want it to do? And it's been just really fun to hear camp directors say, okay, we saw the magic of camp come through. And our goal for our campers is one of the main goals we have is to decrease isolation, which to me, I feel like remains even more necessary in the season when youth are not able to connect to their normal social circles and other supports. So to hear campers leave a virtual camp and still say, okay, now I know I'm not alone. I didn't know there were other kids like me. And now I
Mm,
do, like that to me is just what we're aiming for.
yeah, yeah, wonderful. Good. Well, I hope that people will check out Camp Aaron and Camp Mariposa if that's relevant, and also your resource library.
Yeah.
Where can people find all of those things?
We are located on alunanetwork.org. And if you visit our website, that's where you can find information about both camp programs and the resource center. And then you can link to all of our social media handles from there. If you just want to go directly and search for us on any social media, it's going to be Eluna Network is the handle you'll look for.
Yeah, terrific. Okay, and I know you guys have started to do some, I don't know if you call them webinars or some kind of events as
Yeah.
well. So I assume that's to
Community
schedule those.
conversations. So we
Yes.
have two that you can access the recordings of those, at least on Facebook. I'm not the communications expert if that's but they were live Facebook streamed and the recordings are available there.
Yeah.
And then if they want to reach out to us and ask to be added to our mailing list, they'll get updates about upcoming conversations.
Yeah, terrific.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, Bethany, thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Thank you, Jenny.